Alecia Daniel-Hall, attorney and realtor here in Pompano Beach, and I am back with a recap of the Pompano Beach City Commission meeting. Our commission meeting was held on Tuesday night, so the 28th of September at 6 p.m., and there was some good nuggets in it, guys. There were some good nuggets. So let me get started. I'm just going to jump right in. And as a reminder, I just try to summarize what goes on at these meetings. They are pretty lengthy. There's a lot of detail. You can always, contact the city if you want the actual documentation. The agenda is posted on the internet. I'm going to include the link if you want to just take a look at the agenda items, which has a little bit more detail than what I provide. But let's get right into it. I'm going to start with the consent agenda. And there were 7 items that were on the consent agenda. So let's just go forward with them. They were all approved. And since it was consent, there was no discussion around these items. So the first one is approving officials to sign an agreement with the Florida Department of Transportation for lighting improvements on various streets. The Florida DOT is actually going to pay the city of Pompano Beach $266,135.10. And that payment's going to be made in the first fiscal year when the agreement is signed. So if they sign the agreement tomorrow, fiscal year begins. So if they sign the agreement, next Wednesday, then that payment will be made during that fiscal year, okay? That's number 1. Item number 2, approving officials to sign an agreement with Sunshine Cleaning Systems, and they will be providing janitorial services to the city. The economic impact or fiscal impact, as they normally say, if you look in the agenda for any item that's going to cost money to the city, it will say fiscal impact number, right? So here for item 2, it's $187,026.58. Item number 3, approving officials to sign a second amendment to an agreement with A Excellent Service, and this is for HVAC services in the city. The fiscal impact is $200,000, and that's maintenance of the HVAC systems that we have throughout the city on government buildings. Okay. Item number 4, appointing a hearing officer and calling for a public hearing regarding issuance of bonds, specifically revenue bonds, in an aggregate principal not to exceed $160 million. And the purpose of this bond is to finance or reimburse senior living and health facilities on John Knox Village campus. So I don't know in detail what they're building over there or what they have built and are going to be reimbursed for, but there's something over there. Let's see. Then we're also approving the officials to sign an addendum to a purchase and sale agreement between the city and Christchurch United Methodist, Inc. So the property is located west of Founders Park between Northeast 2nd Avenue on the west, Northeast 3rd Avenue on the east, Northeast 4th Street on the north, and Northeast 1st Street on the south. And it also includes 2 of the lots on the west side of Northeast 2nd Avenue, south of Northeast 4th Street, and north of Northeast 2nd Street. Take out a map and just look at it. Pull up a map and you can kind of map it out by looking at the map and going over, okay, Northeast first, blah, blah. You can figure it out. Item number 6 is approving officials to sign a grant award agreement with the Broward County, in the amount of $13,500. So for this, it's a grant, and the county is going to be giving or contributing $13,500, and the city is going to be contributing $16,500 towards this grant. And the purpose of the grant is to pay for artist fees, artist talks, and workshops. So Pompano Beach is really big on art, right? So it doesn't shock me at all. And then item number 7, this is the last item on the consent agenda, which was approving and ratifying the city manager's signing of an agreement with the State of Florida Department of State, Division of Arts and Culture, accepting a program it's a program support grant, And so the state is going to be contributing $73,483. And this also, what they did with this particular resolution, I'm sorry, it's not a resolution. What they did with this particular item is they're also confirming that the city is going to provide a matching contribution. So to create this grant, it's going to have money from the county, from the state, as well as money from the city. And each party is going to be contributing $73,483 to come up with this program grant. All right. And then that leads us into the quasi-judicial proceeding. And remember, like I said, all of those 7 items that I just went over have already been approved. They were approved on Tuesday night. Okay. So next we get into quasi-judicial. And so here we have, the first item is rezoning. We're rezoning the property on the southeast corner of North Ocean Boulevard and Northeast 10th Street. The actual property address is 900 North Ocean Boulevard. And what they've done is they are switching or changing the zoning from RM45 to PDI. PDI means Planned Development Infill. That was approved. And then the next it's another rezoning, and it's rezoning the property located at 1661 North Dixie Highway, and it's being rezoned from B3 general business to B4, which is heavy business. But the applicant is voluntarily agreeing to restrictions. And the purpose of those restrictions is going to be ensuring that the property, even though it's going to have a different zoning, it's still going to be compatible with the other properties in the area that are B3 still, okay? Okay, and so this next one was kind of lengthy, so I'm not gonna go through all of it. It was very lengthy. Apparently, we have a cultural arts master plan in existence, and it's been around since 2013. The original plan was approved in 2013. And at this point, it's done. The time period for that one is actually up. And so, well, it's coming up. And so the next step is to provide any sort of updates that might be necessary. And those updates are going to get us through the next 5 years, through, I think it ends in 2026, 2026. So the original plan, that, like I said, it was approved in 2013, and that one focused on creating new facilities for arts in the downtown Arts and Innovation District. And so they actually took the time to go over some of the facilities that were created and or updated under the initial plan. And some of you may already be familiar with these. Bailey Contemporary Arts Center, the Ally Building, Pompano Beach Cultural Center, the reopening of the Blanche Ely House Museum, Pompano Beach Crossroads, which is a mile-long art exhibit, which, by the way, guys, was recently recognized by the National Endowment of the Arts, which is great. And they're still in the process of updating the amphitheater. And under the master plan, they established the Cultural Affairs Department. Just so that you know, cultural affairs and events and activities are back. They are open. The facilities are open again. And we still have, if you don't want to come out, or if you're traveling and you're in another state or whatever and can't physically attend, they are still going to be providing access virtually. So that's awesome. Okay, so now it's time for the plan update. And the goal of the update at this point, the buildings are there, right? So the goal of the update now is to identify and explore opportunities for community-based and fine arts and entertainment cultural activities through 2026. They want to enhance the quality of our cultural arts program. And the idea is for them to, and for us as a city, to expand the reach of our program. We want to actually become global. We want everyone to know and associate Pompano Beach as a location for vibrant arts and innovation. So what they did was they came up with priorities, a list of 7 priorities that they're going to be focusing on. And just to be clear, the priorities, they actually identified it, he called it a blueprint. And it's really a blueprint for how cultural activities will be created and what their goals are as far as programming and activities for the next 5 years. And so, like I said, there's 7 priorities, which I'm going to just read the 7 priorities, but then there are 34 recommendations, which I'm not going to go through here. So, priority number 1 is produce and present innovative programming in Pompano Beach arts cultural disciplines. Priority number 2, cultivate and promote audience engagement, and that's residents, visitors, and businesses. Priority number 3, partner with educational organizations to provide arts education for all ages. Priority number 4, program, maintain, and improve state-of-the-art cultural facilities. Priority number 5, support local artists and arts organizations. Priority number 6, measure cultural activity and analyze the arts impact. And the last priority, priority number 7, is to enhance and expand the infrastructure for arts and culture. Now, like I said, they did go in a little bit more detail, and you actually can access the proposal. It's available on the internet. We have access to all things public, right? So it was approved, and I don't remember. I think this was the first reading, but don't quote me on it. Oh, and by the way, in case you're curious, the master plan, the original plan, and the update were prepared by Fritz Geithner Inc., just in case you wanted to know. Okay, so next is an ordinance amendment, amending a section of the building permit fees ordinance. And what they wanted to do here is they're providing requirements that need to be met by private providers. And these are people companies that are going to be providing building plan review services or building inspection services in the city. And the change also includes permit fees for permit applications for projects in the city that use private providers to perform plan review and inspection services. Approved. Next is an ordinance approving and authorizing the city officials to sign an agreement for merchant payment card processing. And the parties to the agreement are going to be Paya Inc., P-A-Y-A Inc., and BMO Harris N.A. The fiscal impact of this agreement is $330,000. Just so that you understand, a lot of times when you go to the city hall, you might want to pay for something. Let's say you're paying a fine. Let's say you're paying for a building permit. You can pay by credit card. And in order to do so, the city has to have an agreement with a payment processing company that can actually process those payments. The city doesn't have the ability to process the payments, so they contract with a company that will handle it for them. And so the contract price is $330,000. The next item is $35,000, and it's for artwork. This is the art project where they're sinking it into the water by the ship out there in the ocean. And it's going to be $35,000. And that includes the artist's fee, as well as the engineering and all of the materials, all of it, delivering it to the city. All of that stuff is actually included in the $35,000. And in case you're wondering, the artist is Tyler Fuqua Creations, Inc. That's the company he operates under. It was approved. Next, we have an agreement with Rummel, Klepper, and Call. They will be continuing the contract for construction, engineering, and inspection services, and that's for various city projects. Approved. Next, authorizing city officials to sign a service agreement with Just FOIA, Inc. To provide a system to assist the city with processing public records requests. Just so you know, in case you weren't aware of the fact that if you submit a request, so all public records, everything that's done in the city is available publicly, but you have to submit what is called a FOIA request, also known as a Freedom of Information Act request. And it's very daunting. It's a lot of compliance, and all of the cities, they get a lot of these requests. And so what Just FOIA Inc. does is they will handle the compliance requirements and getting all the documentation prepared, collated, whatever, and then getting it to whoever has requested it. So that is what that particular agreement that they're going to be signing relates to. And the fiscal impact is $14,100 in year one, and then with an annual fee thereafter of $9,300. And then items 17 through 20, I'm not going to review them. I'm not going to get into detail with them. They were appointing people to various advisory boards. The city has a bunch of advisory boards, and they appointed some people to those positions. There were vacancies, and they've been filled. Also, the city attorney, Mr. Mark E. Berman, he was up for his annual review. He is a public employee, and so his annual review was done on the internet. So also you can attend these in person now. And it was done, for the public to see. He gets to keep his job. Everyone seemed to be, all the commissioners, the mayor, the vice mayor, they were all satisfied with his job performance thus far, and he is going to be receiving a 5% pay increase. I don't know what his salary is. It is public record, but he's receiving a 5% pay increase. And then we went into some announcements. And like I said before, the city is open again, so we're having activities. Some of the old activities that we're used to are coming back. It's really an exciting time right now. So first we have a gospel heritage concert. It's going to be on November 12th from 8 to 9 p.m. And the location will be the Pompano Beach Cultural Center. I will include a link so that you can get your tickets. Old Town Untapped will be back, guys. It's been a while, right? November 5th, it will be back. Also, the Green Market is coming back. It starts back on November 13th, and the Green Market is open on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays. It's from 9 to 2 p.m. Yay! In case you don't know, that's also located at the Pompano Beach Cultural Center. Also, we're having our first minimum wage here in Florida, first minimum wage pay increase. Actually, it goes into effect today, September 30th, which is when I'm recording this. And so it's the first of 6. Every year there are going to be incremental increases for 6 years to our minimum wage here in Florida. Now, I know I previously had mentioned the COVID incentive Visa gift cards. They are extending that incentive program. Yay! More money! Okay. But in addition to the extension, there is a little bit of collaboration with McDonald's. So McDonald's is going to be offering, when you get your Visa gift card, you will also be able to get 1 order of free fries. So that's different. And then there were, the city clerk had mentioned, and her name is Alecia Hammond. She mentioned that there are some board seats. Remember I mentioned a little while ago that we have some advisory boards here in the city? And so she mentioned that there are going to be some board seats coming up. She is really working towards expanding awareness about these board seats because they are open to the public. We can all apply, but there is a disconnect between knowing what board seats are available, when they're going to be available, and also, what the duties entail. So she's kind of working on that project to get the information out to the public. But in the meantime, she did let us know about some upcoming vacancies. Housing Authority is going to have 2 open positions. The Golf Advisory Board will have 1 position coming up, and the Public Art Committee will have 1 regular and 1 alternate. And these will all be coming up in October, which is tomorrow. So just keep your eye out for that. And again, it's Alecia Hammond. If you have any questions, you can just reach directly out to her, and she'd be able to, provide you with whatever you need, whether it's the application or maybe even in the description of what the job entails. Whatever your questions might be, I would recommend you reach out to Alecia Hammond. And then we have a couple more events that are coming up that they took the time to highlight, and so I'm going to take the time to highlight as well because, it's all about community engagement, community support, and, it's not enough to have these events and provide all of these amazing services and cultural activities that we have here in Pompano Beach and Broward County, but we need people to attend these events because that is how you make sure that they continue existing in the future. So Broward Up event, and that's with Broward College, is going to be holding it's kind of like an info session where they're going to give an overview of the Broward Up program, and they're going to be talking about new skills, new jobs, and career options. It's on October 2nd at 11:30. It's going to be located at the Islamic Center of South Florida, and lunch will be provided. I'm going to include the flyer. I'm going to include a link to the flyer somewhere. It'll be there. And then Let's Move Pompano, which is co-sponsored by the city. It's a fitness fun day, and it's also on October 2nd, and it's going to be from 9 to 6. They will have free COVID vaccines available, so if you have not received your COVID vaccine yet, you can always attend the Let's Move Pompano event, and it's, again, October 2nd from 9 to 6, and it's going to be at Hunter Manors Park, which is located at 1801 Northwest 4th Street. And by the way, remember, we do still have the vaccine center up at city center. So, and that's, if you don't know where city center is, that's over by the big Lowe's, close to Cobins. And so our next commission meeting is going to be October 12th at 1 p.m., followed by October 26th at 6 p.m. Guys, like I say in the past, I've said it in the past, I try to just keep everyone informed. It's not easy or convenient or possible for everyone to attend these meetings, but we all should know what's going on with our city. I pretty much learn something new every time I attend one of these, and so it's kind of my thing. It's kind of my gift to my community, my gift to my neighbors is to share the information and make sure that it's out there, because you know this impacts all of us as residents of the city of Pompano Beach. And so definitely, follow, share. Feel free to share my videos. They're not private. They're all public. I put them on YouTube and they're public for a reason. And, if you ever have any questions or need any assistance with real estate needs, if you're buying, selling, or leasing real estate, please think of me, Alecia Daniel-Hall. And like I said before at the beginning, I'm also an attorney. I own Genesis Law PA, that's the name of my law firm, and my practice areas are estate planning and probate. People tend to get a little confused, or they're not sure of what is included in estate planning. Estate planning entails wills, trusts, power of attorneys, and living wills, healthcare surrogate type documentation, and it's really basically about being preparing for your future if you are incapacitated, or after you pass away, making sure that there's an orderly transition of your assets and everything's being transferred in accordance with your wishes and your desires. That's what estate planning is. And then probate is on the other side. It's once you've passed away, handling the actual distribution in accordance with either state law if you didn't have a will, or in accordance with the will. So those are my practice areas, because my focus is helping people build and protect their net worth for a future generation. And so I do look at things from a holistic standpoint. I am your realtor with a law degree, and unlike most realtors, I am able to really sit down and explain the impact and import of all of the documents that you're going to be signing in a real estate transaction, which for most of us is the biggest transaction we will ever engage in this country and in our lifetime. And so I really believe that everyone should actually understand the process, not just kind of wing through it. And so I make it a point of walking my clients through the process and making sure they completely understand what is happening and what they're signing. So again, Alecia Daniel-Hall, feel free to give me a call, 786-315-9638. And as always, please feel free to follow and share. Thank you so much.